Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Season 3 of the Discovery Pod. I'm Eve Richards, your host. What a beautiful day we have today here in Los Angeles. Today, we've got an exciting show with Dani Ke'lly, a Brazilian performer and Samba artist who has taught and performed Brazilian dance around the world. But before we delve into her background, my co-host today is Tony Blass. Tony is an actor, he's a filmmaker and a marketing strategist. So it is so good to have Tony back on the show today. Tony, welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I'm loving this third season. It's going great. And it's giving me a lot of new energy. It's like tore my Achilles tendon a few days ago at the gym, and it's been really hard to get back out into the world. But now, today, I feel great, and I'm really looking forward to meeting our guest today.
So Tony, before we start chatting with our guest today, tell our audience, I know you've been pretty busy because I see you on Instagram all the time, posting something new about different projects that you're working on. What is there that you're currently working on that you'd like to tell folks about?
Well, I'm up for a role as a villain in a noir thriller, so I'm excited about that. I just completed a role as a homeless person who really had great insight, so that it was kind of the heart of the show. I love that. I did have to give up a role that I've been working on that's being shot back east next month because I tore my tendon. I may have to have surgery to repair it. And I did lose my dad a week ago, so it's been a rough kind of period of time. But the show has to go on, and this being back in the studio has made me feel great.
Well, Tony, thank you so much for being with us today. And you mentioned your father, who was an actor as well. I am so sorry about your loss, and you having this injury at the gym. And yet, with all of those, you still showed up today, and thank you so much. And so, please go ahead and introduce our guest.
Okay, well, this is very exciting. Dani Ke'lly's story is a masterclass in resilience, cultural advocacy, and cultural creative reinvention. She's a force of nature, a woman whose journey from Rio de Janeiro to Los Angeles embodies courage, creativity, and leadership. She arrived in the U.S. with just $600. No English, no support system, and now she's a celebrated entertainer, journalist, entrepreneur, and the host of BeLiveWithDaniKelly, a podcast that amplifies immigrant voices and bridges cultures, and it's such a time that's needed. So I'm just really excited to hear your story, how you did it, and how it's going.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the Discovery Pod with Eve. It's so good to have you with us.
Oh, thanks, Eve. Thank you for all this beautiful introduction. I'm like, when I hear about you guys talk about myself, I'm like, who is that person? Do I know her?
Oh my goodness!
Who is she?
That's how much you've done.
I believe it. Yeah.
So I've got to start with this. You've represented Brazil on international stages, including serving as the cultural ambassador of Brazilian identity in China. When did you first feel the weight of, carrying Brazil in spirit of your body? And how did that responsibility change the way you move through the world?
Yeah, the responsibility came on the moment I stepped in the United States. Because I believe that if I have opportunity to become someone and to also bring my culture in a different direction to show people how Brazilians are, and that was my first thought when I started to do my legacy, I say that. Because the dancing, everybody can dance, right? Everyone can dance. But to represent Brazil on the proper way and to bring the joy and at the same time be professional is really important for me. So I wanna, at that moment when I started to see that I was doing the shows, I was getting my company going, growing my company. It was that time we are Brazil Samba show. And then I see how people were perceiving me. And also I'm getting all these contracts, like in China, I was going to Taiwan, to everywhere. And they give me the title and the responsibility to bring Brazil. that was really I changed in my life because, and then I have to find dancers, professional dancers, musicians, bring this whole Brazilian atmosphere to others in the United States, abroad. And like, okay, I need to be strong, at the same time learn to be entrepreneur. At the same time, I have to be beautiful on the stage. At the same time, I have to run contracts. So that was the weight I saw there.
So you built your career. How did your upbringing in Rio shape your creative and professional identity?
Rio, I love Rio. I'm such a Brazilian. I care my country. I care the flag and the dancing, the culture so strong. And I'm so proud to say I'm Brazilian from Rio and I have a strong accent. But in Rio, I learned to be delicate and also to bring the joy in Rio through the hard life. I had the hard life. It wasn't easy, right? Because I want to become a dancer, ballerina. My parents had they are poor. They couldn't help me that much. But through my talent, I had to overcome my challenge.
That's fantastic.
So I want to do it. I told them, I want to do it. Don't worry about it. I'm going to find my way. So they are there to support me, but I have to guide myself and open my doors myself because they are an artist. So I had to become stronger from that moment in Brazil to come to the U.S.
So you studied political science?
Yes.
And at the UC Irvine, and it's something many wouldn't expect from a global performer. How has understanding politics and social structures influenced the way you approach culture, community, and leadership in the entertainment industry?
Totally. We are as artists, we are political anyway. You have to become political because you need your standards, and also you have to be on public and telling what you believe. And then from that moment, when I was going abroad, right? So I was from Brazil to the United States. I faced a different culture, language, food, people, and the system. And now, okay, I'm dancing. I'm on the stage most of the time. I'm with artists most of the time, but I want to know more about the system. How works the system? And since I'm an immigrant, I need to learn. That's that's what I have to do in order to be in this country and learn, the laws, what you have to do, learn the language. So I put on myself this responsibility to learn. But when I went abroad, like all of the countries, and I see another systems, I was like, there is something that I need to learn more besides the stage, the dancing. So when I become a mother, I have a 17 years old now. I look at the world totally different.
Good.
And then I say, okay, now I have to grow up. I have to grow up. I need to learn more about what's going on around myself, and also for my son. That was for my son to going back to school. So I just told, okay, no more stage for me right now, and I'm gonna go back to school. So I went to school. Back to school.
Wow.
I want to learn political science.
That's fantastic.
I throw out my dancing. I said, no more. And for some certain time, I got frustrated. I was burned out because I was a mother, single mom, working. And then, no, I want to learn now. It's time to learn. So as he was growing, I was going to school, and this was perfect. And I was worried about him at the school, and I want to be able to help him. So I did most for him going back to school.
Amazing.
And then learning political science helped me understand more about the United States, not only here, but also the political system all over the world.
That's fantastic. What a great story for immigrants, for single mothers. You can come from anywhere in the world, but you have the drive, the motivation, and you wanted to do this to provide a better life for your son.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I know you dedicated your life to mentoring people as well. creatives and immigrants, what is the first or most important bit of advice that you give them?
What I give to them first, never give up. That's, once you have a dream and that's a gift God gives to you, you have to pursue your dream because that comes to your heart, to your mind. You cannot get rid of it. Keeps coming every day when you wake up about, I need to do. Some people say, it's too hard. I'm not doing this. No, I say, okay, doesn't matter how long you take, I will do it. Doesn't matter what's going to be happening, I will do it. So that's my first thing. Like, you have to do what you have to do. What you're born to do is a gift for you. Yeah. And doesn't matter the challenges you're going to face around you, surround you. That's part of the process. And then for the people who are immigrants, single moms, and people who are lost in the process, it's okay. It's part of the process. You have to go through the hardship to get the bonus. Right?
Yeah.
So I think for all the things happened to me in the past, otherwise I won't be here today talking to you guys.
That's amazing. Wow. I'm going to piggyback on that question because there are so many, America as a whole is made up of immigrants, right? And people come from, that's the beauty of living in the States, is that everyone here, most people are immigrants, whether you came from Brazil or from Europe, wherever it is. And it is very, very, very challenging. So when you moved out here, a lot of people would want to move to the States and they would say, but how did you succeed? How did you have mentors? Did you have family? How did you maneuver understanding the culture, the language? I think those are great learnings, right? Because I believe in inspiring others as well who may have the same type of ambition to move to the United States. So share with us.
I believe it's a special force to drive you to your purpose and to your destiny, right? You need to have a destiny, definitely. Because it's like if you're not outside the country, you have tons of people want to come to America and they are not allowed. So that's destiny for sure, definitely it is. And also, I believe that is God. God moves everything, because when I think about when I came to America and people ask me, how did you come? Were you by yourself? I said, no, I have God. What more I need this life than God?
I love that.
Right now.
I really do, because people don't talk about it. And this show is not about bringing religion, but I believe in God. And I think it's so important for anything a person does. I'm not here to preach, but I'm sharing my beliefs and my
I totally agree with you. And people, they say, oh, I did all. Okay, let me go back. I didn't have a direct mentor, but I watch a lot of people. And I see a lot of good examples. So what I do, I read books. Wow. I watch videos. People who are already there on the top.
Oh my God, fantastic.
That's what I do. And if they made it, I can make it. So I follow their positive steps. Anyone who tells me anything negative, I just throw them away, because I have no time to waste it. It is one life only. And it's a precious life.
Fantastic.
So that's how I overcome. And of course, I have bad times and strong bad times. This can be a different podcast about it. But and then and going to school for me was really important, because when I stopped to dance and I said, okay, I'm not dancing anymore, because I wasn't finding inquiry, or I wasn't finding people who could support my what I want, my dreams. They are just putting me down. They are putting me down 100%. I'm telling you, 100%. So putting me down and they are telling me that you cannot make it. They are telling me in my face that, oh no, you think too much. Oh no, you're wrong. Everything was telling them, and then I look at them and say, something is wrong. So I stopped to dance. I stopped my company. I have a huge company. I was running really beautiful. And I said, I'm going back to school, because I know I'm going to get the right mentors to help me for my next level. So going back to school was my savior, because the professors, and now I have counselors, I have people who mentor me to guide them onto the UCI, to go
That's
to political
fantastic.
science. And then over there, since I was a single mom, I have this group of counselors to help me, guide me onto the end of on my school time. So it was perfect. So that from that time, and then I have the honor to do some internship for the government. So, and then I have great, amazing mentors there, and then I learned that people on the top will always help you. But people who are competing you to get to the top, they will not help you.
That's fantastic.
That is, wow, that's a very interesting perspective.
It is, because that was my life experience. Maybe for other people, it's different. But for me, who are on the top always help me. And I appreciate them. They are my mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. It took it for my whole life. Yes.
It's great that you've just had such faith and being able to go forward. Mm-hmm. Do you see a role for yourself in the political world in the future?
I don't think so. I don't see that. I love too much entertainment, I love to talk. Yeah. I love to dance. I love to inspire other people, other women. I have a BeLiveWithDaniKelly, right? The talking, but I have my studio called Creation Studios USA. And then on my studio, I do have a mentorship for women, Brazilian women they want to be an entrepreneur in small business, and I help them, I guide them to their business. So what I never had, the guidance I'm giving right now.
That's fantastic. That's so I'm going to go back to that as, the founder and CEO of, what's your studio called? Creation USA. Yeah. You're now helping shape others, your artistic brands. What is one foundational truth about identity you believe every creative must understand, before stepping into public visibility?
I believe that they need to know what they really want. Because some people, they may have a great ideas. Yeah. And they're like, I want to do this. And they start, and then they stop it. Right? And they got no motivation. And they have to understand that once you create a brand, you create your name, or you create any company, you have to understand that you're going to face hard times, hardship. And no one is going to be there like helping you. Most of the people, your friends, or family, are going to say, no, it's too hard for you. So what they have to understand is that only you can do.
Wow. I just am taken by this idea that the people at your same level may not help you, but people at the top will help you. Now, how do you reach the people at the top to help you, and what do you hope to accomplish with that kind of help?
How I reach them, I show up, I ask for help.
Yeah.
Outreach. I email or call. I learned that ask for help. If you have a question, ask the question. They will be there. They're going to help you. You think, no. Yeah, they're going to go. You have life is, the only thing you have now is no, but you have to reach for the yes.
I like that. And it reminds me of Dr. Ke'lly from season 1, right? She shared the same philosophy as well, where you keep reaching, doing the outreach, and you might get so many no's, but someone is going to respond with a yes. Exactly. And that could change. So you launch Passaporte I can't pronounce.
Which one?
Passport de
Informação.
To support Brazilian immigrants navigating life in the United States. What story or moment inspired you to build something that speaks directly to the fears, hopes, and survival?
Love your question. That's a beautiful question. Thank you so much for questioning. The moment that I went through a lot, right, and I have to overcome my challenge, and then I look around now, and then I say, okay, what I can do to help others does not fail, does not go through what I went through, So that's when I create Passaporte Informação. is a channel that I have on Instagram that I use my lives with Brazilian immigrants that live here in the United States and also Brazilians in Brazil. And they talk about their lives, how they overcome the challenges, how they are living now, how they become successful, what's the hard time. So through that experience, people can watch and see that if you're living a hard time right now, okay, that's not just myself. People have to live that, being faced that problem. And then also to give precise information, safety information for people. Like I have lives with lawyers, I have accountants, I have educators, teachers.
That's fantastic.
So they can share, like, okay, if you need this problem, just reach me out. And they are professional people who we can really trust.
It's a platform where you have different immigrants from Brazil can reach out and they have support, regardless of whether it be a tax question, whatever it is.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I have a Brazilian consulate, some people coming and giving information, lawyers, immigration lawyers, anything that you need to support you,
that
over
is
here.
So...
And you don't make any mistakes. Because most of the time, your friends give different information, advice, and then that is their life experience. But most of the time, it doesn't work for you right now.
Good for you for building a platform based on your experiences, and you want to use that and help others coming from Brazil or anywhere in the world who can tap into that. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Very proud of all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
There's a lot of fear in many immigrant communities in the U.S. right now. What would you say to someone who's afraid and doesn't know what to do to stay here or to leave or just don't know?
For them, it's just like, unfortunately, this hard time you're going through now. Even I was in shock watching everything is happening because many immigrants are amazing. We need them over here. And they work hard. They make money. They support the system. They are paying, most of them, they're paying taxes, even though they are undocumented, because they want them to become documented. Unfortunately, there is a gap on the system that would have to be fixed for those who are doing well. But for those who are afraid, my heart are with them, because who they are afraid, I know the feeling to be undocumented. I was for a little while. I'm a citizen right now, but they are maybe living in this feeling that hopeless, a hopeless feeling, and unsure if they can go out to buy any bread or milk for the kids. And I just ask them, give it time. Let's pray. Let's pray that our political system watch and on time to fix the gap. Because there is a gap. But for them, hold, because God is good, and this country is about God. So I have a faith that it's going to be fixed soon.
I think without, because politics can be a little bit tricky, and without just, talking too much about politics, I think that fear is always going to be with everyone coming in who's undocumented. Mm-hmm. And I feel the pain, there's, that fear. But I think a lot of it stems from education, right?
Yes.
And a lot of folks not having the right resources or knowing how to navigate the system.
Most of the time, we have professionals that are good and bad.
Yes.
You have lawyers that are good and bad.
Yeah.
And some of them hold them for years and years because of the not financially the payments. So most of the immigrants are there because they are paying lawyers that are holding them back.
That's
most
true.
of the time.
That is so true.
I don't want to say that, but that's That's the truth. Because when you're immigrants, some people, they stay for 20 years on the system. Some are 10. Sometimes you have a process that can go 6 months. They take 2 years.
But again, it goes back to having the right resources, right? Because America is built on immigrants coming in from all over the world. I also think sometimes it's being at the right place at the right time, because you might come here and not speak a word of English. But if you find one person who gives you the right advice, that person can steer you into the right direction, where you are not just an immigrant, but you're someone who believes people come to the States to have a much better life. So I think it's trying to find the right resources, like the platform that you put together to help immigrants succeed in America.
Yes.
So I think, to me, that's the issue, where sometimes immigrants come and they stay within that same community and they're never out there to explore because they're being afraid, because America gives opportunities to everybody, regardless. Yes. But you need to know how to navigate and know the right people to be able to move ahead.
You are right on point. It is, sometimes you're so on a circle because you're afraid to get out of the bubble. Yeah. And then it's just drawing over there. So, and because people make you afraid to get out the bubble. That's most of the time. So once they have the right resource, like I have Passport for myself, I tell them, just contact me, call me, and let me know, and I can help you. I can help you.
Of course.
And then most of them, they contact me and help me. They say, they call me, oh, thank you so much. This was amazing. But you're right. They are there. They're afraid to go and to get the right resource. So the bad people come and they take your dream away.
And I think one last point to add to this too is, when someone comes into the States and you have to educate yourself. When you're going into any new place in the world, you went to South Korea, I traveled. I try to educate myself about where I'm going. Try to understand, look out for and find one person from Brazil. Go do your due diligence. The internet is a good place to do your research. If you know how to navigate, you'll come away being a much better person. We have a lot of resources.
Yeah, Evie, but it's now because you have the social media. Yeah. But 20 years ago, we have no social media. We have no way to find help.
But you got to say, but you did it though, and you succeeded.
I did, right? Now because I did it because I have open mind, and even though people try to give me different advice, I was looking for the right point, the right directions.
Good for you.
Even though people are trying to manipulate me, I was in the right direction. But not everyone's the same.
Yeah.
And they are afraid. They are afraid and they believe what they say. That's the problem. Yeah.
Do you believe your podcast is also helping? And what are some of the proud moments you've had with that?
Yeah, it is helping a lot of Brazilians. One of the proud moments is I have a lawyer, immigration lawyer there, and he talks about the document. This was right now, like in January, right on the corner, because and people are reaching him out. People are like, oh, give me contact. I'm gonna call because I trust him. And also now in Brazil, we have they are taxing everything, right? In Brazil, it's kind of crazy right now, my government. So they are making this tax on Brazilians that live outside of the United States. So
wow.
if you live 20 years outside the United States, right? You're going to be taxed. So now we all here, you have to check the documentation and say, okay, I don't live in Brazil and I live in the United States, but you have to make sure you're not paying tax in Brazil over what you earn over here. So, and then you talk about this on the podcast. So, and I have, and people are like, oh, I reach out this account and I have a problem. And English also is an issue, because people stay on the bubble. And then most of them come with family members, so they don't need to work, or they stay home, watch kids. So grandmas, parents, kids, and they come, I'm okay, I'm uncomfortable because someone, the household is speaking English. They're doing all the work. So I have coaching English that say, no, you need to get out the bubble. You need to learn English. It's good for you. So you have all this advice during the talking, and people love it. So wow. I'm like, oh yeah, this is I'm meant to be.
So I think I'm going back. You've spoken about the challenges of being Brazilian in America. Sometimes, celebrated, other times, stereotyped. Yeah. What has been your most empowering moment of rewriting how others perceive Brazilian women?
There are moments, or I had few moments. That one is hard sometimes to say, oh, I'm Brazilian now, because people look you a different way, hot, just. So going back to school was very important for me.
Good for you.
Because I was a dancer, and most of the people saying, oh, she's just a dancer, she's just a Samba dancer. And when I heard that, the sentence.
Stereotype, yeah.
That hurts me so badly. And I say,
you're much more than that.
Exactly. And I look at them like, no, I'm going to prove you. I'm not just a dancer. I'm going to show you. I'm a dancer, yes, I can think.
Yeah.
So I went to school so I could prove. So on the moment I graduate, I put my, okay, now I'm a dancer, Samba dancer. And then I can think, I can talk with you, I debate with you.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, nothing anymore. So I have to prove myself. That was hard time, but I need to do it. And to overcome that barrier, to be, Brazilians are hot and beautiful. I love to be Brazilian. I'm a feminine, right, woman. Mm-hmm. But we needed to come and say, okay, you can be beautiful and smart, right?
Yeah. And you are both, obviously. So, do you think you will go back into some kind of performing like that, dancing or something else?
I don't know. People ask me, my friends always on the past would say, oh, when you used to dance, I love it. Yeah, that was when I was younger and I had all this energy and empowerment.
You're still very young. What are you
talking about? And then I had to dancing. Oh, thank you. I love you. But now at the moment, I think I have to do a passport de formação. Lives, podcasts, they can talk about immigrants, talk about women, about like how you can talk about yourself, empowerment. That's what you want to do. Talk about woman empowerment, be beautiful, sexy, but you can talk, right?
I like it. So I'm all about female empowerment. So you're currently developing a TV talk show rooted in empowerment and Brazilian representation. What conversations are you most determined to bring to mainstream audience and why?
That conversation. I want to talk about things no one talks about. They
Wow.
are afraid to talk about. Let's change a little bit.
I like it.
Why have to be afraid to talk about any topic? And you can talk, right? See, we're talking. So you should talk about politics, yeah. You should be talk about economy. You should talk about women.
To me, for me personally, that's just me.
Yeah.
My own viewpoint is politics to me I actually majored in poli-science, I gotta say, but I don't talk about politics because, politics is a subject that I can't change what you see or what you hear, and I try to keep away from it. But I like talking about things that I feel like female empowerment, because I think that's something where I believe I could make more of an impact than politics, because I'm not a politician.
But, we don't have to, because you're not making laws, right? You're not creating laws. You're not going to vote for the laws. We cannot do this right now, but we can talk about things you can change.
That's true.
To the podcast.
Of course.
Things that you can put some seeds there and say, you know what? Let's talk about this.
I think you're right. And politics, to me, politics is great. I love politics, but it's such a hot topic that for me personally, I try to stay away from because there's no right or wrong, right? And so it's one of those things. Even, I have to give you an example, even within family, I have some relatives who are, green, I'll just say blue state, and others are red. And because of that, I have family members who are not speaking to one another because one person is angry that this person is a Democrat and this other person is a Republican, and they don't speak. That's how heated it gets.
But why it just be now because of the social media. Before, everybody was blue and red, but no one was talking about. But social media becomes just like an arena, like a red and blue. No, you don't need to. You don't need to talk about red and blue. You need to talk about people. We are for the people. We are to do the people, right?
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. Nothing about right and red. No. We're going to talk about, okay, what we should improve for women. Should we improve for kids at school? What security are you doing for kids at school? What you doing for helping kids get education? What we can do for single moms? Now there's a gap for single moms.
Oh, yes.
And then also for single parents, because it's hard to raise the economy. So, it's crazy, especially in LA. So you have to talk about topics that can help create a seed. But you don't need to be judgmental or anything. Just talk about.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. No, I totally agree with you.
Well, and you mentioned earlier that there's this gap between what is and what is needed, and it seems like, in fact, there's less interest in the political arena to get back to what we were working on before.
Really matters. What really matters to us.
What really matters.
Yeah.
So how can you and other people help move that back to a more constructive conversation?
You have to stop red and blue. Stop that. Because this is distraction. They're making distractions. We are distracted like red and blue. No. We are the people. We are the one who votes. The one who is going to get people elected. The one's going to be eating, watching TV, paying taxes, right? That's what is important right now. And then, forget about red and blue. Let's talk about white people. Okay, the gap. What we need to fix it, right? Health care system, education, security, make everybody more affordable housing, food. That's what matters to us. Yeah. Immigration, how can you fix immigration? The laws and the rules, that's what matters to us.
Yeah, I totally agree. So
it's simple. It's
simple, but it's complicated.
It's complicated, yeah.
So you've built influence across continents, Brazil, China, the United States. Yeah. In which country did you feel seen the most? And in which country did you feel most misunderstood? Because I wonder about China, right?
Yeah, no, I love three of them. I love Brazil, US, and China. They are my heart. I can live on three of them. But
do you speak Chinese?
No, I don't. I have translated all the 4 years. But if United States, my first in the rank, right? China is my second, Brazil the third, because of the security. Right? I feel secure.
Of course.
Over here in China and Brazil.
It's the land of opportunity, right?
Exactly. And then this is what I made my life. I have my son, my name, now my legacy. It is here. So I respect this country tremendous. Like in the United States. I'm American. I am proud America. And China, because over there, I had be ambassador of Samba, the culture, and the Chinese were so nice to us.
So how did you...
They're amazing.
How did you become a cultural ambassador?
So years ago when I was here dancing, I had this manager in Chinese manager came to United States. And then at that same time, I was giving some Samba classes beside the shows. And she came to one Samba class. She said, I want to take you to China. I say, what? I was just arrived in the United States. I don't want to go nowhere. She's like, no. She collected all my material, what I was doing over here. And she went back to China. So a couple weeks later, she called me, said, we love you. I want you here in June. This was in March. I say, what? In June? No. And I haven't never done any huge shows myself. I had a small company over here. So from that contract, I got I had to bring 20 Samba dancers, a band, singers. Wow. It was huge. And I have to learn to. So what I did was I hired all the dancers in Brazil, and I was here doing the social media wasn't that much. So I was hiring everybody and send them from Brazil to China. I went to China. This was back and forth 4 years, back and forth. And then in China, where I arrived there, and I was the queen. I had billboards everywhere, on Metro, my photos, newspaper.
Wow.
I'm like, what is...
Oh, that's incredible. I'm seeing Roger there with Wow, we're down to the 3-minute mark. This went by so fast.
I love
Oh my God, the
Yay.
last question is, if you were to have dinner or lunch or whatever with 3 people dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh my God. If I have to have a dinner with 3 people right now, okay, one, it is Michael Jackson. Because I used to watch him in Brazil. That's why I'm here, because I watched him in a dream to be able to dance with him one day on stage. That's never happened. But Michael, my son, because my son is part of me. And then it's very important to who I am right now is because of him. Yeah. I become a different person. I grow up, I become a mother. And I'm very proud to be a mother. And the third person, oh my God, that is hard. That hard. Oh, I just call God.
That's incredible. I love it. Dani, thank you for bringing your story, your rhythm, and your heart into the space today. You've reminded us that Samba isn't just a dance. It's a way of expressing identity, connection, and the spirit of where you come from. For everyone listening or watching, I hope this episode reminded you that passion, when nurtured, can become purpose. Yeah. Thank you for being with us. Tony, what an incredible episode this has been.
It's unbelievable. It said in the notes, I forgot to say it, you're a force of nature. I think that's true.
Thank you.
It's been such an amazing episode. I didn't want it to end. And Roger is pointing out there 1 minute. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for hosting with me, Roger. Thank you for producing. And oh gosh, Bree Archer. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly this time. Usher. Thank you both for working behind the cameras. Oh my goodness. What a fantastic episode. Folks listening, please remember to watch us every Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube or on all the various platforms, our podcast platforms. It's been such a great episode. Dani, thanks again for being here. And everyone, check us every week and come back next week. You never know who's going to join us. Bye, everyone.